Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the scene for the werewolf venue. We have Contemplates the Mercy in the Umbra realm. He is sitting in full lotus position, speaking with his ancestors. They have blessed him with a certain amount of clarity, a certain amount of forewarning, a certain amount of intellect, and he is now feels more in touch with the spirits. Perhaps a long time past ancestor, perhaps a very powerful theurge of the Gadifanus, that is a distant relative of Dimitri Bergstrom, speaks to him in a very soft, very stern voice, letting him know the secrets of what he wishes to possess, what he wants to do, what he believes, what he seeks. And with that, Dimitri will nod and then look towards the umbral sky and begin the rite of summoning. All right. Rite of summoning is wits plus ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 1, 2, 3. It's 6 dice. What's the difficulty since I'm a number?
I think it's 5 for summoning a Gaffling.
The next stronger one, so it'll be a jackal.
Oh,
Yeah, you got
Javelin.
it. Right.
Yeah. The yeah, 5 for the whatever Affling it will be.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. Contemplates doesn't really have to wait terribly long before he's confronted by one of these spirits. It seems to just sort of float up from the nearest body of water. But something seems a little off. Is it does gesture to get his attention, but it refuses to leave the water or even poke itself up very far.
Contemplates will go forward, knowing that he is summoned it. Will take out his sword and lay it down before the ice elemental. Ask Chemirich for summoning it. So the Estes knows it is a 7 success with 8 crafts blessing. Two-handed broadsword.
The ice elemental will look through it, look over it, and just really closely examine the weapon before sinking back down into the water a bit more. Its eyes narrow a bit. Says, "It's so warm here. Why do you summon me in the middle of the summer?"
I come to try to be a bastion. Since I'm a Ged, we know of snow, we know of harsh winters. I offer you sanctuary as we go and fight against the worm, fight against the evil corruptions that seek to take over what Gaia has given us.
Very well, but how will you keep this home from becoming too warm as well?
As part of my offering to you, O Ice Spirit, I will go to once every lunar cycle, I will go to the coldest parts of the Umbra and meditate.
It nods. This may be sufficient, but where will you store this weapon?
Away from the beating eyes of the sun as he shows the sheath that the sword came with. Immaculate. Places it down. Only to be used in times where a threat against Mother Gaia is present.
Spirit
Away
nods.
from the angry gaze of the sun.
You will protect it from the sun unless absolutely necessary. When not in use, perhaps a freezer or somewhere adequately cold. Somewhere where the temperatures dip as close to below zero as possible.
As you wish.
In that case, the spirit will take a moment to very closely contemplate this offer, dipping down into the water to hide itself from the harsh rays of the sun. After a while, it will return and look through this weapon once again, and it says, "Then I will provide you your blessing, but know that should you violate your terms, the consequences will be extremely dire for you and those around you. This is a very dangerous weapon you will hold."
I agree.
Very well. And in that case, the spirit will, as quickly as it can, leap from the water and into the weapon. A slight sizzling noise being heard as the sun's rays just barely touch it, as it fuses itself with the weapon, leaving it ice cold to the touch, almost biting, but not enough to harm. And it takes on a very, very glassy quality. And as it swings in the air, a slight hint of the kind of mist that comes from your breath in extremely cold places. A trail of that will follow it.
Contemplates, will sheathe it back. And then, concentrating for a bit, will step out of the umbra and go to meet his pack.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is where we can end our scene.